Our last speaker of the day comes to us from the Federation of Ontario Cottagers Association, and that is a great big umbrella group to bring together knowledge and expertise from all across Ontario. And thankfully they do come here every year and have historically had a representative from Eastern Ontario on their board, and it really helps bring our voice and experience to what they do across Ontario, because you know what happens in Haliburton and other Muskokas, other cottage districts. We are a little bit unique out here, and you know, we work on a different scale, and it's really nice to be able to have our voice there and that they're here to listen to our voice. So I would like to welcome Lesley Lavender to come to the front and give us her presentation. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi. I'm going to read you my slides because I can see that from sitting at the back that you can't read slides. So I am new in my role. I'll get to that. For those who are not aware, and thank you for the brief introduction of FOCA, the Federation of Ontario Cottagers Associations. We are a federation of associations. So lake associations are our members. As well, we have individual members who might not have a lake association on their lake that are members. We represent waterfront property owners and waterfront communities. You don't necessarily have to live on the lake, as you know, to be affected by what's happening on the lake if you are in a waterfront community. We're a not-for-profit organization, and we're a member-driven organization. So exactly right, coming to events like this and hearing from other lake associations and what's happening in your community, we can share that across the province and learn best practices and share that back with you. So I'm the new CEO at FOCA. I put a picture of Terry and I on there. Terry was the CEO of FOCA for 20 years. I believe he was on the board before that, and he continues to still be involved with the organization, you know, mentoring me in a lot of ways, coming to events and working on some projects for us still. So Terry is greatly appreciated, and the work of the Federation over all of these decades, 60 years, we celebrated back in the fall. Oh, not quite yet. It's also acting as my, you know, cheat sheets of all the things I want to say. We currently have an open call for directors. So we do have at least one seat opening up on our board. So if you are interested from this area to be on our board and represent FOCA on a provincial scale, we do have a call for directors right now. So there's information on our website. Email your CV to admin@foca.on.ca. Again, I have business cards over there as well to reiterate what Holly was saying. So please grab a card and send me an email if you are interested in being on the board. And you know, as I move forward in my role, you know, I want to hear from you. So please do grab my email, give us a call at the FOCA office, and let me hear from you. What's going well? What are your pain points? And let's work together to help move that forward for you. Thanks. So FOCA is here to inform, protect, and unite across the province. We inform our waterfront property owners and communities about resources, education materials, best practices, work that's happening on lakes. We are here to protect water, to protect our lands, lakes, and rivers, and that environmental leadership and stewardship that we offer, and we unite our associations and our communities across the province. So that is who we are. With more of the same. I know we're short on time, so we can skip past some of this. Yeah. We do have a long history, as I said, 60 years. We were originally formed with 125 people in 1963. In 1974 is when FOCA incorporated, In 1985 is when we had one of our first big advocacy policy wins around acid rain, and there were a number of other government actions that started to really take root in the 80s, and since then we have continued on that tradition over the decades. In 2024, we are celebrating 30 years of our Lake Partner Program. I know that was mentioned earlier this morning. The Lake Partner Program is a FOCA program. It is in funding partnership with the Ministry of the Environment. So those water samples are sent directly into the Dorset lab where they are tested and sampled there, and the reports are written up by FOCA staff for our lake associations. So we have 30 years of data collected, and I have more on that on the next slide. That's not quite the next slide, the next one after this, but for now, we can go back to that one. Because the theme for today, I'm used to having the like clicker. This is like...
I can give it to you.
No. This is so luxurious, are you kidding? I know today was a lot of theme around lake planning. FOCA does have a lake planning handbook that was created. We don't have any more copies in print, but it is available digitally if you want to send an email to us. It can also be found digitally on our website, foca.om.ca/news/publications-videos, and there's a whole bunch of resources on that page, but this lake planning handbook is on that page. You can also directly access it at /lake-planning if you can't read that there. Making a lake plan, as has been reiterated throughout the day, is a process that requires a devoted group of volunteers to move forward. And although every lake plan is unique, there are some commonalities that can help frame your discussions. And I think you'll find this resource very helpful. And absolutely, if there is funding and interest in modernizing and updating that, because provincial legislation changes all the time, that's absolutely, let's do it, let's talk. Grab my card off the table. So some key FOCA updates, which is really what I'm here to share with you today, is our Lake Stewards magazine was released. We do have information about the Lake Partner Program in that issue. Every year we annually have an article in the Lake Stewards magazine about the Lake Partner Program and a variety of other updates over the year from lake associations. I do have some hard copies on the table over there for you. In the spirit of the Lake Partner Program, because it has been a hot topic in the conversations I've had today, we do have new individualized reports available for lake associations. If you have been testing your lake for 5 years or more, we can do a customized, individualized report for your lake. So you just have to email us, and that is lakepartner@ontario.ca, and that is Gavin, our FOCA staff person's email address, even though it is an ontario.ca address. And you know, one thing I do want to highlight about the Lake Partner Program, because I'm seeing my little cheat note up there, is that we do boast sampling data from across the province. It is the largest volunteer lake testing program in the province, so lots of really valuable information there. And you can learn more about it at our fall seminar. And in fact, Watersheds is going to be one of our panelists in one of our key discussions on November 9th. Robert Pye, the CEO, will be attending virtually. It is a virtual event, so everybody can very easily attend. It is on November 9th from 9 till noon, and you can register for that on our website. Just look for that fall seminar. It's also on all of our social media channels, so if you are on Facebook or Instagram, probably the easiest places to just link right through to register for that event. And the other major update is that we are in a deep strategic planning dive right now, unpacking the entire FOCA. In November, the board will be coming together to start to piece that back together, and at our AGM, which is scheduled for March 1st, 2025, is when we will be sharing that plan with all of our member associations. Thank you to those of you who have contributed to some of our research in the breakdown of the current status of FOCA. We had a survey that went out through our newsletter. We've had a number of roundtable discussions and individual phone calls and interviews with members and individuals across the province. Since the beginning of July, we started a lot of this process. It will be culminating in November. We are working with a third-party facilitator who is going to be working with us for a couple of days in November, and we'll be piecing that together and creating a new strategic plan. So if you have any comments or anything to share with us on what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like us to stop doing, send me an email, reach out anytime. It is not too late, it is never too late, because much like a lake plan, a strategic plan is a living document and is always being revisited every year, every month, and that is really my job. So help me do my job. Tell me the things I don't know. I've been in my role for 6 months, so everything is new. I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, so tell me all the things, and I'm here to hear it. And this is some contact information that you can't really read on this screen, so grab my card. And that's all I have if there's any questions.
Any hands? Anyone need a microphone? Looks like Lavender. Oh, we do have questions. You did not get to run away.
Thought I was getting away with one there. Maybe I did that. Thank you.
Just a quick question. I did a contact when the last issue came out of the Lake Stewards about the reports for LPP, and I contacted someone and they said I would receive a report in October.
Are you talking about the 2023 results?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have written so many letters, not very nice ones. So it is public data, of course, because it is funded through Ontario, but we have the data, so you need to contact us for your lake data. The public data, they haven't put it up yet. I have asked for permission to put it up on our website because we have the information, but I need them to tell us we can put it up. So you just literally have to email lakepartner@ontario.ca and we can share it with you directly, but we can't post it publicly. I'm not quite clear why,
Sounds
so.
like it's something illegal. I don't know.
Right? It's public data collected by the public with government.
Okay,
I
thank
don't
you.
understand it all yet, but I'm fighting to get it. Just message, we have it.
Thank you so much for attending this meeting. I have just one suggestion. We at Charleston Lake have been moving forward over the last couple of years trying to encourage the provincial and/or federal government to get the lead out of tackle for lakes. It's already, we know that you can't hunt with rifles or shotgun with lead shot, and we're trying to do the same thing with lead. And I'm wondering if this is something that FOCA is a huge organization, if they would be interested in looking into that.
Yeah, for sure. I've been sitting on a number of calls and groups with, for example, Our Living Waters and that get the lead out has been a main topic of the last 2 for sure, possibly 3 virtual meetings I've been a part of. So it's definitely on the radar. So yeah, more voice like that will push it further for me into a priority pile for sure.
A private members bill went forward in, I think, 2004, but with the change of government, it was dropped. So something important, one little lead pellet can kill a loon.
I would love to connect with you more on that.
Well, any other questions? No? All right. Oh, we got one.
Oh, that one.
Based on something you said early on about lake community members, including property owners that don't actually have waterfront property, is it something you see commonly, like lake associations, including those property members? They obviously do have an impact on the water as well, and and that information should be shared with them. But
yeah, it's 100% about engagement, right? So A lot of times people, because we talk about protecting land, lakes, and rivers, there's often the perception that you have to be on the water. But a lot of communities have shared access points to the water, but their property might not necessarily be on the water, but they have a community shared access point to that water. So absolutely it affects them, and they are affecting that water equally. And those are all our members and our interest groups. We have a number of roads associations that are groups, property owners associations that are groups. So yeah, the cottager in our name I know is a little historic, and it's something that's been discussed over time. I'm new, so I'm talking about it again, which I think is tough. But we'll get through it. We'll strategize through the next few months on that. But yeah, absolutely, it's an important role for people to engage with, even if you're not directly on the water.
Do you know if like many associations actually accept members that don't have waterfront properties? You want to get?
Yeah. There's one. Yeah, there are. I can't speak for the associations if they accept them or not. But my understanding from the associations I have talked to is they are happy to accept anybody who has shared common interests for protecting the water, because that's why they exist. And you've heard how minimal the funds are to participate, and so the more support that they have, the more good that they can do, right?
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much for coming. Hold on.